Hello, everybody, and welcome to our
Well,
video Q&A session. It's well, it's going to be an interesting one this time because at the end of this session, what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick overview of some really handy tools and also something I noticed that YouTube have done, which is quite exciting, Mick, because we're going to be able to actually make these into podcasts on YouTube, which is quite smart. It's a new feature.
Mhm.
They've got a couple of new features actually, because one of the things they've also allowed us to do is to change the category of what our content is. And after 15, 16, 17 years of being stuck with the same categories, we've now got the ability to add more, which is quite exciting. I'm quite excited anyway. So yes, so basically, we got well, we got an hour if we need it to basically start answering any questions that anybody might have. If nobody turns up, we'll entertain ourselves. In reality,
Fair
but
enough.
we had 16 people basically say they were going to come along on LinkedIn, which is nice. And if none of them turn up, then I'm going to feel like the person on the street who has a house party and nobody likes it.
Sometimes it takes a while for notifications to kick in, doesn't it?
It does, it does, it does. I mean, I brought a cup of coffee, so I don't really care. But so yes, I'm. Yeah. Oh, look at that, matching mugs. His and his matching mugs. Yours is the wrong way around.
I'm backwards.
I know. Well, I've always said. Dear me. So yeah, we'll give it a minute. I've got some questions that people asked me, saying they couldn't make it, so they basically asked a few questions, which we'll go through anyway. But what we can do, I tell you what we can do first, and we'll start while we wait for people to turn up, and that we'll start looking at some really cool bits of software that will help people actually get more creative and start creating their own videos. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in fact, I'll show you this thing with YouTube first, because you haven't seen this either, have you?
I've not seen this yet. This is news to me.
So I'm going to share my screen, okay, which is this one, and I'm going to go share. And there, what you can see basically is that when you go into YouTube Studio, into your content tab, is now they've got videos, live, posts, playlists, and podcasts,
Yeah.
which is quite handy because now you can go in, and if you have a look at it, it says collected under playlists, create your podcast and add existing content or upload new videos. So you can basically say new podcast, do a nice thumbnail and all the rest of it, and it behaves like a playlist, but is actually a collection of things like what we do with our Q&A. But the other good thing, if we go back to videos, is, as I say, if I edit this, yeah, then basically in category, which is when I category down here, the category, we never used to have. Oh, this is interesting because this is what we used to have. Oh, come on. Oh, let me. So this is what we used to have, but when I just uploaded a new video and I was doing that timer at the beginning, I just need to.
Channel?
You are. It's on it.
It's
It's on. Yeah, it's on my other channel.
Yeah.
Maybe
they're rolling
what
it
I
out.
found. You are.
Maybe they're rolling it out to certain channels first.
Yeah, but I noticed it when I uploaded it. When I uploaded the timer video, the categories They were much more extensive. So I uploaded it to compress it. Top tip, everybody, if you want to compress a video, upload it to YouTube. Yeah, and then basically do it. Hi, Brett. Hi, Michelle. We'll
then download it again.
We'll be with you in a minute when we're just going through some new features in YouTube. And that's amazing. When I uploaded it, it gave me the ability to choose more than the categories listed.
So what were it saying? What examples?
Well, if I do, let's have a look. I'll do create. I'll upload a video. All right.
Yeah.
I'll just put the timer that I had up again. So I'll just do the timer. And with my super duper fast internet now, that's whizzing up. If I go next, oops, no, it's not made for kids. Show more. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into this, Mick, because it's not showing it now. Why wasn't it showing it? It was very interesting, and I thought, oh right, okay. Right, okay.
Did you tick not for kids? Does it show more?
Yeah.
Not for kids?
I tick not for kids. Don't tick for kids if you basically if you're doing videos, because it gets put under the kids category, so they take things like likes and comments off.
Yeah, no. So what I'm thinking is, if you didn't tick it, would it come up with different categories?
No, it wasn't that. When I did it earlier, I did it so quick that I didn't really pay attention. But yeah, it's. I'm gonna work it out, because it showed me earlier, and I actually put the video and video blogging, which was one of the new categories, which is very interesting. Let me just finish that anyway. Just finish. Okay, we just finish that and leave it. So yeah, so we've got some questions coming in. So what we'll do now is basically we'll start answering some questions. Whoops, stop sharing screen. Here we are. So we'll start answering some questions, but I will go through the different types of software that are available to people towards the end. Yeah. So hello, Brett. Hello, Michelle. We've got what types? What have we got? So Brett says, I keep forgetting you can do this. Brett says, what types of editing software are available, and does it cost a fortune? That's a good one for you, Mick, because you do the editing more than I do.
You can start from nothing. So basically, if you've got PC, you'll have the one that comes with Windows, and you've got if you've got a Mac, you've got iMovie. So they're free. They're quite simplistic, but quite easy to use, but they're quite limited. But you can get a basic edit done, or you can go all the way up to like professional, which we use is like Adobe, Premiere, or like in between. So there's something that we recommend, which is called Movavi, which is really intuitive. It's really simplistic. If you hover over, it gives you little hints and tips. It's got loads of templates, things like that, and it can run on most computers as well. You don't have to have like a really fast computer to run it. So that's the one that we recommend. You can actually even edit on your phone. So if you do a video on your phone, you can actually top and tail on your phone, add a bit of text, so you can use your phone as well. So there's plenty of scope out there for software.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's you say about using your phone. Shorts these days, guys, are amazing, and you really want to be getting on the shorts. The OBS training, yes, Michelle, it's literally a day away. Okay. So yeah, we're doing shorts. I mean, you can record shorts. Obviously, when you do shorts, you do them in portrait mode, and you then, like Mick said, you can actually edit them on your phone. You can add text, and you can do lots of things like that, which is quite cool. But yeah, Movavi we recommend. The intro title to this video with the countdown, I did that on Movavi. did a quick job on it, and I'll put the link in for Movavi. It's not warm enough for shorts. Thank you, Michelle. That's very astute of you. Yeah, it's always warm enough for shorts. But yeah, I'll put the link into the comments for Movavi. There you go. So basically, Movavi is a very middle of the range kind of piece of software, and I know it's freezing in my house too. But yeah, Movavi is a good one, and then you can go to the extremes of like Adobe Premiere and stuff like that, can't you? But then you're talking cost.
Yeah.
But basically, next question we had was, I hope that answered your question, Brett. I know you do your own editing, so maybe you could put in what you're actually using to do your editing with. Editing. Right, so this is a good one. This is a good one, actually, Michelle. Good question. I've heard it's best to upload videos directly to LinkedIn. That is correct. And Facebook as well. Okay, it's called uploading natively. And to use subtitles, how do you add them? This one actually catches out quite a lot of people. Yeah. Because when you upload a video to LinkedIn, you have to actually scroll down and it says add captions. But it catches a lot of people out because you upload it and then you don't really see where to add the subtitles file. And then the second part of her question was, what's the easiest way to get subtitles on there? But well, the easiest way to get subtitles, if that's what you mean, is to basically use YouTube. Because when you upload to YouTube, by default, it creates a subtitle file for you because it's YouTube's way of trying to find out what your video is about so that it can index it. So they create a subtitle file for you. The unfortunate thing is you do have to go into it and actually adjust the text because it doesn't do grammar and it can mishear things. And it's quite funny, actually, because there's a very well-known large office leasing company in the UK, and I approached them about their subtitles and pointed out that basically they're not doing their subtitles. And in one of the videos, it says, "We like to steal clients," which was quite interesting. So, yeah, you've got to basically, you've got to go in and correct it all. So
it doesn't take long, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It takes minutes, and then we have actually. If you've got a really long video, first of all, if you're uploading videos to LinkedIn, you can't upload longer than 10 minutes at the moment. But if you've got a really long video and you want to do the subtitle file, we've actually developed a system that will actually make it easier. But it doesn't worry. The system doesn't really worry about grammar, but it allows you to actually take all spelling mistakes and do corrections. So, and I think I can do a 10-minute video in 7 minutes. So it's quite good. So OBS training, yes, the OBS training will be with you before the end of this week. I can tell you that now. And then we got lots more. I need to scroll down for the questions. I'm glad that answered your question, Brett. And you're looking at options. Currently use iMovie as a Mac user, yeah. And considering I think Final Cut Pro now is just a one-off spend. Unlike Adobe, which is like a leased product. I think I was looking and talking about this the other day with someone. But yeah, the Final Cut Pro is just a one-off spend. I think it's about 350 quid or something, but it's still just like you pay for it once and that's it. Whereas we pay for a license on Adobe.
I think you can get Adobe one-off as well. It's just that we've chosen that.
For just like the Premiere Pro, or we have the full cloud, the full CC.
Full suite, yeah.
Then Michelle says, if it's added automatically, Okay, let's have a look. If it's added automatically, is it worth keeping any part of a presentation that hits the lower third space out of the way? I don't actually know what you mean there.
I think what he's trying to say maybe is the subtitles are going to cover up any sort of graphics.
Yes, right. This is a good one, actually. Thank you for this, Michelle, because basically I tend to, when I go in and do my subtitles, I tend to do one line. So I keep them nice and short, so it's one line. And the reason I do that is because the player on LinkedIn and Facebook is actually smaller than YouTube's player. So you've all seen it where there's like two lines, and two lines come up to here on the video. And it's like basically you're kind of looking over them. Whereas on YouTube, it's obviously they go down the bottom and they're a lot smaller. So yes, what I tend to do is I keep them to short single lines, so they come up in just the one line at the bottom. And at the end of the day, just think 5 words when you're doing it and do a double return, and then you'll get the spaces. Right. Oh, this is a good question. I hope that helped, Michelle. This is a really good question because it's actually part of, and this wasn't planted, by the way. Okay. It's part of what I was going to talk about today in the session. There are various third-party apps such as TubeBuddy that can be linked to YouTube. Are they worth it? If so, would you recommend and why? Yes, I would. I would definitely recommend TubeBuddy. I'll put a link in for people. TubeBuddy is very quickly. I'm just trying to find the link in my saved copy paste area. Do you want to fill for me, Mick, while I do that?
I will. Yeah, TubeBuddy, for me, it's like a companion that you can get, which you can run alongside YouTube, not TubeBuddy. And what's great about it is it allows you to do, for me, this is how I use it, is thumbnails really quickly, really easy. So rather than being given the 3 thumbnails that YouTube just give you like randomly, you can actually go through to your video, get a frame and say, I want that frame. It takes the image and then you can add text that's there. There's various different fonts, colors. You can do graphics. You could say like you got your font, but you could do like a rectangle underneath so it brings it out, things like that. So that's how I mainly use it. There's also when you upload as well, it does you lots of recommendation like keywords as well. It works out your video and what you've put in, and it suggests stuff as well, and it tells you how high they're ranked as well. So there's stuff like that. That's how I use it. What about you, Gareth? You use it a little bit more than me, don't you? For that?
I do, yeah. I like it. Basically, I think one of the great features of it is the keyword searcher. So to explain to you, buddy, it's both a free and a paid product. Okay, so essentially, you like Mick said, you log into it using your Google account, and you then tell it what your YouTube channel is. And then what you do is you go in. Now, on the free version, if you wanted to, you could do a keyword search and it'll give you 3 options. But the paid version will give you loads of options because it goes off and it trolls what the best keywords are. The free version allows you to create the thumbnail, but you can't download it. With the paid version, you can download it to use on other platforms. But I think it's definitely worth using the free version for definite. If you're doing a lot of content, then I recommend paying for it because it speeds up your upload in no time. And like Mick said, it does a check on your video, and it does a video SEO check, which is really good. I'm gonna move on to the other really good products. What I'll do is let's go into TubeBuddy and show people what we mean. So basically, I need to share my screen here. Let's do this. There we go. So you log into TubeBuddy, you create an account, you log in using your Google account, and then basically you add to the channels you want to have on it. So if I go to this YouTube channel here, you can see that we got TubeBuddy. It's not going to be active because I'll need to install it. Let me switch accounts again. Go into the business channel, and the business channel has got TubeBuddy installed. So you can go into it, and then you've got things like Keyword Explorer, Click Magnet, Thumbnail Generator, and all sorts. It's really good, really good. Another one that we use is called Photo. Now, a lot of people use Canva, but in reality, Photo is, I personally think, is better because it's got a free module which will allow you to create so much, and you just need to do good housekeeping to keep on the free version. You can pay for it. It's cheaper than Canva. It's a one-off payment, and it allows you to create thumbnails, YouTube banners, and all the rest of it. It's really quite good, that one. I'll put that in the link as well. So, and I'll just show it to you all quickly. I got to be honest, Mick uses what's it called? Photoshop. And I tell you, I look at Photoshop and I go, what? No, you know. So it's, for me, it's like a no-brainer. But with the, just go back to share screen. With the Photo, basically you go in. I'll just go to my projects, and when I'm in there, then I got folder structures. I've got like templates that I use, and I can then just go in and edit them. And when you edit them, it's layered, just like pretty much everything else. So you can move stuff around, etc. You know, and it's all layered and it's nicely done. And you make a mistake, you can easily come out of it. Control Z, stuff like that. Another one that I always go on about.
Before I move on though, just show some, because there's loads of templates which is good in there, and it's layered, so you can go to a template and just amend it to fit your branding, can't you?
Yeah. So basically, I create.
Not one of your templates, so one that they suggest.
Oh, right. So if I was doing a new one and I wanted to create, I got a thumbnail maker there.
Yeah.
So that automatically will, what am I doing? Let's have a go back to the beginning. Create a design. Oh, sorry, I'm getting click happy. So yeah, so they've got templates which you can have down here, all templates. So they got Instagram posts, Instagram, YouTube channel art, and all the rest of it, and all these, and everything is already the correct size.
Yeah.
So when you go into it, YouTube thumbnail, right, from blank, or they'll give you examples that you could tweak. But if you go blank, there's so many tabs open now. This is the correct size for creating a thumbnail. It's much easier than like Photoshop and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if you're not a designer, you could go into the ones that they're sort of showing on the side, click on that, and then you can change the font to put your wording in, things like that. So it's already there for you.
And it does. It's really pretty good, you know. Another good one I like is OBS Studio, which is open source. It's free. So you can download that, and if I stop sharing and I come back to me, so I've recently been creating the OBS tutorial workshop that I've put together, and basically if I just go to me now, OBS allows you to actually create and edit live video. So I can be recording a video and literally bring words in as I'm talking. And as I'm doing all that, then I could literally, I'm doing all this by touching buttons, and then come back to myself. So it's really quite clever piece of kit that will let you start getting really creative, really creative. I'll put the link into the chat for it here. So let's have a look. I'll put the photo one in the chat first. There we are. And I'll put the OBS one in as well. As I say, OBS is free, so it's even better because you could do so much with it, you know. Although for some reason, I haven't got it in my clipboard memory. It's okay. I'll just copy it there. And I'll paste that in there for people. There you go. Loads of good stuff out there. Yeah. There is another one I use called SenseSpark. Mick, you haven't really used this, have you?
No.
It's really good. I'll put a link in for SenseSpark anyway, but it works with LinkedIn. So you could create a video on LinkedIn in a message. So you can video message people in LinkedIn on a desktop. The only other way you could do that is actually on your mobile phone. But you could do it on your desktop, and you can just go, "Hey, thanks for the connection," or whatever, and you can send it through as a video. That one is free up to I think it's 20 videos in the library. So then you have to start doing housekeeping again. But after that, then it's all these things are a minimal cost to buy, and if they're aiding you, then use them. That's what I say. So I'll pop a link in there. Has anybody got any other questions about using video in your business? If you're watching this later, then basically we do run this every on the first Wednesday of every month, 4 till 5 o'clock, which is quite nice. Let's have a look. SenseSpark, wasn't it? There we are. So there you go. I'll put the SenseSpark link in there, and I'll put it in the LinkedIn one. I hate the way this doesn't actually. I hate the way that it doesn't. There we go. And I'll return that. Well, it doesn't allow us to reply. It won't let us reply to LinkedIn. You have to have LinkedIn running there, and it's really far behind, so it's annoying. All right, Brett, got a question. Heard from a friend recently that a really good way to increase views is to use backlinks to the videos on third-party sites. I've not really heard of this. Have you heard of this, Mick? So, yeah, I've not actually heard of this. I know that backlinking, any web people will, right, see you later, Michelle. Backlinking can be detrimental to your appearance on the internet. I know a lot of web people say, make sure the backlinks are actually good and not just everywhere. And if somebody contacts you saying, hey, we'll give you backlinks on 100 websites, you know, apparently that's bad. But backlinking to you, I mean, if somebody is sharing your video content, that's a good thing. But I wouldn't know, to be honest with you. I'll have a look into it, and I will
look into that.
Yeah, we'll have a look into that because it'd be interesting. But I do know that things like what does get you more attention is actually creating content. The more content you create, then the more attention you get. I know you're a prolific LinkedIn poster, you know, and you've already got the LinkedIn scheduling option. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm not a prolific LinkedIn poster and I haven't got that. So obviously doing content is the way ahead. Okay, fun question. Okay, here we go from Brett. Fun question. Yes, I think that's fairly easy to do. Of all the videos you've seen, can you give a really great example of a video produced on a small budget? And can I ask first, when you say small budget, do you mean like a proper, serious, proper video, which is filmed in sections and has a little story? Yeah. If you are, then basically, what I would suggest you do is look up the Dollar Shave Club video. And that cost him, I think it was about $4,000. And basically, when they launched, essentially they had to shut the Dollar Shave Club servers down because they got so many orders. And that was a really, really cheap one, but it was because it was a bit tongue in cheek and it went viral. A very simple video. I did one earlier to promote this using OBS, and basically I produced it within 20 minutes and it cost me nothing. There's an example of one that you can produce on a low budget. OBS is free. It cost me time because I just edited it in Movavi basic software. So I suppose there is the license fee for that, or the purchase fee for that. But when you boil it down to how many I've made, it's minimal. So yeah, you can do it yourself and you can easily create content. Okay, right. If anybody else has got any questions, well, you'll have to ask us next month, I think. We'll be back with our April Q&A session. I'm just looking up when it's going to be. What we are going to do is we're going to do a live stream with Joe Plimmer in a couple of weeks' time, and that's going to be Joe recently joined our club, the Video Creators Club, and she started creating videos for her business. And essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how video has been helping her. And we got a cracking testimonial of her the other day when she was out walking, and she did it on a mobile phone and a selfie stick. That was quite good. But yeah, so if anybody is interested in coming along next month, it'll be the 5th of April, and it'll be 4 till 5 o'clock again. And basically, yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks with Joe. If anybody's interested in learning how to create good quality video content for their business, then have a chat with us about the club that we run, which is the Video Creators Club. And we've got our courses that we're putting together as well. So basically, we're here to help people start getting creative. And I'll put some links into the chat for the club and for the free equipment list that we provide. So if you're interested in getting started and you don't know what equipment to get, then basically download our free equipment list and then you can start getting what you need. At the end of the day, while you've got one of these in your pocket, you've got a camera. You've got a good quality camera already. So there's nothing stopping you from downloading, from creating video. Is that? No. So what was the other thing? The club. So I'll just put a link to the club in.
Within the club as well, you get our expertise. You get in touch. We're always on hand for you.
Yeah. So yeah, there's four elements. Four elements to the club, isn't there? There's ongoing support from us, which members have been utilizing, which is really good because they get any technical problems or any problems, they just give us a shout and we sort them out. We've got a library of how to use video online, so that's uploading to YouTube, LinkedIn. We've got loads on there, creating events, and it's just growing and growing and growing. You can even request stuff, and we'll put it on there for you.
Yeah.
We have a monthly creators meeting. So once a month we all get together, and it's a bit of a networking thing. Meet other creators, find out what people are creating, swap stories, ideas, and stuff like that. And then we have our courses. So the course is about creating, and the club is about using, and that's what it's there for people to basically utilize our experience and our knowledge, and then get over those hurdles that are stopping them.
Yeah, what's good about the Creators Club as well is the other people may ask a question you've not thought of, which then starts, oh yeah, never thought of that. So it's really useful like that as well.
Yeah, it's very handy, and we get a lot of good feedback. We've got video testimonials coming from members, and they'll be going out soon as well. So hopefully we can help you on your video journey, as it were. But for now, I was going to tell a quick joke, Mick, because I got a new joke.
Okay.
What? What are you rolling your eyes for? Right. Okay. I won't tell my joke then.
You can if you want. Is it rude?
Well, no, I wouldn't do a rude one. Not on a public forum. Basically, okay, there's a bus full of politicians going down the road, okay? And it goes off the road, it crashes into a barn, carnage, it's just carnage. And the farmer comes along, and he sees all the carnage, and he basically digs a hole, and he buries all the politicians. And the police come along a couple of days later, and they see all the barn and the carnage and stuff, and they say, what happened, farmer? And he said, the bus full of politicians coming down here crashed into the barn, and carnage. And they said, that's awful. He said, what did you do? He said, I dug a hole and I buried them. And the policeman said, were they all dead? And the farmer said, well, some of them said they weren't, but you can never trust a politician. I like that joke. I'm sorry, I do. Actually, Wendy says you did an introductory session. Will we run it again soon? An introductory session. You have to refresh my memory, Wendy. Which introductory session did we do? But if you want us to, we'll run an introduction again. No problem. But I'm trying to think which one. Give me a shout, Wendy, and we'll basically go through it. Yeah? So, because I don't know the answer to that question, because I don't know which introductory session. I do a lot of talking about video and stuff. I did a session this morning. So, yeah. Anyway, look, let's call it a day, shall we? It's been a long one. And we'll catch you guys later. We'll see you later. Remember, if you got any questions, you want to get in touch, feel free to do so. I'll put our one-to-one link into the chat as well. And then basically you'll be able to give us a shout, organize a one-to-one, and then basically we'll help you in any way we can. Let me just do a quick copy of that, stick it into the chat like that, and like this, and then we'll catch you later.
Yeah, if we miss out, we'll do another follow-up if we've missed any questions.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find out the answer to Brett's question and do it as a follow-up tomorrow.
Yeah.
An impromptu. Yeah.
Yep.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah.